Hi, it's Garrett with Garrett CNC, and I want to talk to you today, show you how to smooth out a warped piece of wood on your CNC router when you don't have the right tools like a planer to get the warp out. So what we have is a piece of walnut 5 inches by 17 inches, and you can see there's quite a gap there. It's almost 1/8 of an inch. This surface is definitely has some contour to it. You can see it kind of wavy up and down. It's quite rough. Semi-finished. It's been run through a planer before, but the biggest problem is this gap there. So what we're going to do is we're going to smooth out most of this surface outside of the clamp areas there and there. So all in here we're going to smooth out with an end mill. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a 3/4 inch end mill bit. This is not a high quality bit. Normally I'd use a fly cutter, but I don't have one right now. I just moved. So we're going to work with what I have. And you can see it's been around for a little while, but we're still going to get a pretty clean cut because the points on the bit are in still very good shape. And the first thing we want to do, since the bit turns that way, is we want to do a climb cut, which is going like that. A conventional cut is actually cutting against the grain like that, and that will end up leaving a bit more chatter. A climb cut makes for a smooth finish that way, but it's also going to make a smooth finish that way. On the edge, we're going to do a cut over here, doing a climb cut going that way. And the reason for that is if we are cutting like this, eventually it's going to come to a point where there's going to be a step on the board and it's going to break that chip out. I want to preserve the entire surface of this board. So before we even begin, I want to show you something on this board. It has a wobble to it that way. So the wood is twisted as well as a warp there. It's got a twist over that way. We're going to set this up in a very simple way. I'm going to take a penny because that's the thickness of the step. And I'm just going to slide it under there. And now my clamp will sit on top of that penny, and the board no longer rocks. So we have our piece held down now. These are fairly tight. I put just some paper underneath here to absorb some of the chatter that's going to come out of this. So the first cut is going to come in like that, and it's just the tool is going to hang off like that and just cut a little edge out here so I can break away that corner so I don't get like a burr there, and then it's going to come over and do it on that side as well. Okay, so you can see that I've got a nice corner cut all the way along. It did burn the wood, so that's probably a combination of a little bit of burn on the tool itself and a slower feed rate. So I'm going to speed my feed rate up, but you can see how it just came in, barely touched the wood right here, but as it went along it made that little step there all the way down. So by the time I'm done, I'm going to have a completely flat face on this board here, and then I'd be able to edge something into it. And you can see very distinct lines going up and down. This head here is out of tram, and it's actually leaning like this slightly. These ridges, you almost can't feel them, but they're clearly there. So I got to tram the head in, but we're going to go forward with what I'm going to do here. But you can see now I have a flat surface. So we've got a nice flat surface to work with. And now I can do some artwork on it. Let's see what we do. So that's how you can take a really curved piece of wood and get it straightened out. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you think, or maybe you can leave a comment, give me some ideas the way you might handle this type of situation. Talk to you soon.